Appletreehouse. The urban family sought a contemporary home that would increase their communion with nature, both internally and externally, and serve as a tranquil getaway for family members to reconnect with one another and also enjoy lonely periods. The home was built on a 250,000 square foot forested property. A tree named Apple. The owner cherished deep childhood recollections of growing up in an orchard environment, while the architects sought a careful approach to bringing nature inside the house during the very earliest explorations of the concept. The apple tree served as a reminder of his early experiences with nature as a child, as well as the persistence of that connection years later when he was collecting apples with his own children, continuing a long-standing custom of spending quality time with the family in the company of nature. The apple tree was quickly incorporated into their shared vision and turned into the project's focal point. The inclusion of the apple tree provided the host family with a much-needed connection to nature, which was reflected in their interactions with the many daily moods, cyclical seasons, and the corresponding weather patterns. The parents and kids both learned how to take care of an apple tree by watching it develop, pruning its branches, treating any dangerous diseases early on, and enjoying the tree's beautiful blossoms and fruit production. Because of this connection, the house's surroundings are much more than merely a display of inert beauty. It has integrated itself into family life and raises awareness of nature's vulnerability and importance to the earth. It acts as a tangible illustration of how people may and must relearn the foundations of interacting with nature. Wood and glass boxes that are connected. ACDF concentrated on transparency and openness as the foundations of the obvious choice for the architectural concept, a modernist and minimalist glass house. This was done in order to integrate the apple tree in a way that addressed the family's desire to blur the lines between the interior of the house and its external natural beauty. Two concrete slabs that were covered in solid aluminum frames were simply placed to define the structure's horizontal boundaries at the outset of the firm's design. An entrance was made in the middle to allow for the replanting of the apple tree, which maximizes light penetration and frames views of the sky and trees. The home's garage and service area are located in one box, and the children's bedrooms and bathrooms are located in the second box. The master suite, which consists of a bedroom, a separate living area, and a bathroom, is framed by the third box. While maintaining visible linkages to both the outside environment and the interior areas of the house across an open center courtyard where the apple tree is located, each of the individual boxes offers a comfortable, private retreat from the public atmosphere of the home's main living room. The home's garage and service area are located in one box, and the children's bedrooms and bathrooms are located in the second box. The master suite, which consists of a bedroom, a separate living area, and a bathroom, is framed by the third box. While maintaining visible linkages to both the outside environment and the interior areas of the house across an open center courtyard where the apple tree is located, each of the individual boxes offers a comfortable, private retreat from the public atmosphere of the home's main living room. Logical relationships. The application of many layers of a composition that transition from the exterior to the interior allows for connections with the outdoors. Large, almost institutional-looking concrete blocks establish a clear route of steps leading up to the main door as one approaches the house laterally, next to the box containing the garage. The same experience entry point within the house should be reached by both the front door and the garage, according to the team that designed both entries. The internal lobby is visible through layers of glass as you approach the main entrance. A covered porch at the back of the house frames exterior views of the forest through openings in the home center. The family tree, which flourishes in its natural environment, is displayed in a tiny, wind-protected open courtyard in the center of the main structure, on the inside side of the covered porch. The covered porch was created as a gathering place with an indoor/outdoor feel that is in harmony with both its interior and external surroundings, complete with a wood burner and comfy seats. The covered porch, which is open on two sides, has screens mounted on descending rollers for the best of all worlds in terms of weather and pest protection. The enclosed porch gives off the impression of being connected with the home's inner rooms when the screens are lowered. The covered porch, which is open on two sides, has screens mounted on descending rollers for the best of all worlds in terms of weather and pest protection. The enclosed porch gives off the impression of being connected with the home's inner rooms when the screens are lowered. A view of the whole world. The internal operation of the apple tree house is approached by ACDF with meticulous preparation and attention to detail. Introductions to the home have an aura of elegance and sophistication thanks to the upright piano that is located close to the front door. The piano is tastefully installed in a specially constructed alcove that was located so that it could be played without interfering with the general dynamics of the main living room. Polished concrete covers the large, open floor plate of the fully glazed central living area, and floor-to-ceiling windows create a strong, seamless link with the exterior's natural beauty. The ceiling was covered in hardwood planks with half-inch gaps between them by ACDF in order to combat the echo that excessive glazing can occasionally invite. The company placed a black fabric on the bottom of the boards to ensure the open space's acoustic harmony while also helping to capture resonance. A big living room, a dining area, and a kitchen are all included in the open floor plate. Lambert et Fils, a supplier with headquarters in Montreal, has integrated their cutting-edge lighting solutions into multiple ACDF projects. The large area resembles a moving piece of art. The stylish, simply furnished room's sole decorative addition is a hanging focus fireplace produced in France. The beauty of nature, as it changes over the 4 seasons and is framed by the complete transparency of the apple tree house's glass walls, is the main focus of the artwork. Furniture was carefully chosen for its neutrality to preserve that balance, including an Italian-made, solid wood dining table with clean lines and complementary clear and blackwood finishes. The living area's comfy seating is completed by Quebec-designed furniture, whose light gray, pink, and green upholstery tones add subtly colored accents to the room. Then, 3 distinct wooden boxes were positioned between the horizontal planes, each with a small protrusion and serving a particular purpose. The box's layout was clear, and ACDF pushed, pulled, and bent them in order for them to exactly serve their designated functions. More cabin. The typical North American cottage is romanticized as a log cabin in the woods. However, typical cottages are simply updated suburban homes with a more rustic front. These structures uphold the fallacy that blending in with the landscape results in less environmental effect. By creating a separation from the landscape that is more sustainably built than other cottages, the M.O.R.E. cabin subverts this concept. This debunking of eco-fictions is not pessimistic but upbeat, Even though organic habitats are deteriorating, what is left can be used more responsibly. To achieve this, M.O.R.E. Cabin softly brushes the ground by creatively interpreting the law to uphold its tenets. Using a steel mast to reduce the size of the foundation. A cross-laminated timber, CLT, structure with little waste. Using a folded structure to increase tensile strength. Off-grid electricity and highly effective heating. Building a house for bats that are in risk of extinction. Artisanship and understanding the law. Zoning laws mandated a buffer of 100 feet, 30 meters, from the lake. The design took into account a 100-foot-high cliff wall, where conventional construction techniques would call for blasting. To prevent harm to the hillside and forest, a zoning variance was obtained so that the front of M.O.R.E. cabin could float above the 100-foot, 30-meter, mark rather than sit on it. A mast. A single concrete footing and a steel mast that was positioned inside the necessary setback served as the technical answer to the environmental problem. By elevating the construction zone instead of using a traditional huge foundation, the watershed was conserved and erosion was stopped. To reduce carbon emissions, less carbon-intensive concrete was used. There are numerous ways to decorate a house. M.O.R.E. The CLT panels and glulam beams used to construct the cabin were procured appropriately. The CLT was milled off-site before being lifted into position, preventing landscape damage from construction machinery maneuvers. More. Cabin as beam. Environmental issues in the cabin led to innovative structural design. Due to the fact that CLT is primarily used in vertical/compressive portions rather than horizontally in tension, our task was to establish a structural strategy using cantilevered CLT panels. For larger spans, conventional 5-ply CLT is too heavy to maintain itself. Thinner 3-ply CLT was employed as the solution, and structural integrity was guaranteed through folding, just like paper gains strength when folded. Off-grid. The house has solar energy. The high cottage benefits from superior cross-ventilation and greater breezes. A high-efficiency green carbon wood stove provides heat. The massive CLT gives a high R value and thermal comfort, while perfect construction ensures airtightness. Inviting the neighbors over. The home's large housing for endangered brown bats was one of its main objectives. M.O.R.E. stands for the client's grandmothers, all of whom did more with less, and did it gracefully. Bat pods were integrated into the mast to provide safety from ascending predators and a clear flight path to the lake. The Break Residence. The Break Residence, which was constructed on Lake Riveter's shore in the Laurentians, has various facades depending on whether it is viewed from above or below water. This opulent home, which embodies the concept of home, helps to realize a man's desire to erect his last home on his ancestors' property. This large house spreads out over 3 stories and acts as a hub of activity for the little neighborhood made up of the few nearby homes. A dual-faced house. A new house had to be built in its stead because of the ambitious program and the lot's unusually small dimensions. The house has a number of interconnecting volumes that look like a succession of boulders on the street side. Only 2 levels are visible due to the topography's slope from the street, concealing the garden level that leads to the lake on the other side. A double-story canopy that has been carved out between these rock-like volumes covers the sculpture-like main entrance. As the center of the house, it fosters a cozy and welcoming atmosphere. The openings highlight the communal nature of the place by exposing the residence's circulation and meeting areas. The house beside the lake has a quite different vibe. It is outgoing and open. The home appears to spread its sails into the wind with its enlarged roof overhangs and angled soffit's golden accents, which reflect the motion and ripples of the lake below. Its beauty is served by raw materials. Common comfort rule as soon as one walks inside the residence. The home has a distinguished and meditative character and is open to the lake and light throughout the day. This tranquility is a result of the interior architecture's use of materials with a mineral composition. An anchoring feature for the house is a stone wall that stands like a mast in the center of the building. It accommodates 3 fireplaces and unifies 3 different floors in part by acting as a space barrier and in part by acting as a unifying architectural element. This wall, which is present both inside and outside, uses the same language as the soffits, transposing the character of the interior and exterior. As a result, the project gains cohesion and strength from these fluid and beautiful moves. Each material was chosen with consideration and care. The warmth of the oak and maple furniture, the maple flooring, the Western Canadian hemlock ceiling, and the expressive veining of the quartzite, whose lines evoke the color of water, all support timeless architecture, where the patina of both stone and wood are the foundation on which the house stands, will grow old and gain beauty. Space and elegance are used to serve hospitality in this situation. Each floor features a service area, a coffee station, and a bar and is reachable by elevator. Each room also has a balcony and its own bathroom. Small contemplative salons and boudoirs are dotted around the house where guests can unwind, take in the tranquility of the surroundings, and take in the beautiful views. The home is a tribute to hospitality, generosity, comfort, and the beauty of nature and its elements, much like the rock upon which one drops an anchor.